Hello, what is the difference between short-term and long-term capital gains? When you purchase a stock in 1 year and you sold it the same year, the time frame you held on to that stock is going to be less than 1 year. So therefore, it's going to be a short-term, the profit you make from it is going to be a short-term gain. When we take an example of this, for instance, RS, we purchased it January 2026 and we sold it May 2026. Therefore, the profit we made from it is a short-term gain. If we find another stock, for instance, let's take TRY, or better yet, let's take URY. So when I take URY, we purchased it in 2024 and we sold it in 2026. So when you held on to the stock that you purchased for more than 1 year and 1 day, it is considered, the profit you made from it is considered a long-term gain. A long-term, yeah, that you held on to it for a long term. So that gain is a long-term gain. When you get your document from the brokerage company, they will specify as well. For instance, EDM that was purchased in July 2026, was purchased in March 2026 and sold in July 2026 is considered a short term. So the profit is classified as a short-term gain. And when we come down a little bit and we look at EBF, for instance, we purchased it in 2023 and we sold it in 2026. And though, because we purchased it for dividend income purposes, dividend got reinvested. Let's see the original one. So we purchased it again in March 2023 and sold it in July 2026 and made 28 cents. Profit on that is again and is considered a long term because it's more than 1 year and 1 day. So that is the difference between short-term gain and long-term gain in reference to tax purposes. Today, let's analyze the stock ARE as of August 3, 2026. I don't really want to invest in this stock, trade these stocks anymore. I purchased it, I have not sold it yet, but I have that note there. But let's take a look at it for you to see that's a stock you invest in or you own, and why I would prefer not to invest in it anymore. So when we look at ERE, is around the support line that I will want to buy. We are analyzing it on a monthly chart here, maximum monthly chart. But this line is a little bit horizontal. It's not showing a good growth that I will want to see. This will be the growth support line. But it went past it all the way to this bottom line that it has not touched for decades. We have the date on the x-axis from the past to the present and the price on the y-axis from $0 up, and those dotted lines are years. It has not touched base with that in years, but consistently rely on this one. So breaching it to go all the way down to this line that it has not touched base since 2009. It was not, I don't think it was a good idea for me to purchase it there. I think I sold it, but I'm not entirely sure, because I sold it and made $1 profit there as a short-term gain, because I bought it in January and sold it in July, when I decided that, you know what, maybe it is not a good idea to buy this. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. Let's see if, so it was good that the arrow was there. That's why it's showing me that I sold it. Okay, and what I should have done instead would be to take this line, this mark out of there. So that is the reason why I decided not to buy anymore, and I just sold it as soon as I saw small profit there and just get out of it, so that I can recoup that small capital to invest in another stocks or to swing trade another stocks. Because again, it could take years before it will reach all-time highest price where I would want to sell it. And if it rested on this land and start going up from there, this land will be more where I should intend to buy. And since it passed it all the way to here before I purchased it, I shouldn't have purchased it in the first place, because I swing trade growth stocks, and this does not really reflect the growth that I'm after. If it continue using this support line as the value line to rest on and go from there the way it did in the past, that would have been okay. That is the reason why I decided to sell it. What do you think about that decision? Thank you so much for your time. We thank you very much for watching our videos. Thank you for all your comments, and we thank you very much for subscribing to our channel. I'm Afiavi, and on our channel we share different ways to save money and different ways to make money to reach your financial independence, and swing trading could allow you to reach that goal. Just start small, and slowly but surely, by the grace of God, you will get there. As a disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a professional trader. I just swing trade in my husband and I joint brokerage account, and I like to share what is working for us, what is not working with you, so that if you find some tips useful, you can customize them to fit your personality type, your risk tolerance, and use them in your own financial success journey. Will you please proceed with caution? And for more videos in this series, will you please check the playlist How to Start Swing Trading Step by Step Using Long Option Lines in the description of this video. And this video is brought to you by our online store, Liberman.com. Thank you so much for your time. Happy swing trading.